Hollywood collapses as veteran professionals face unemployment and evictions. From an article that's being very positive about investing in Hollywood from Bloomberg, 5 reasons to be optimistic about the entertainment business. And here's how they start this out. When times are lean, Hollywood tends to keep faith that it's one hit away from a turnaround. But many executives and filmmakers have begun to wonder if their industry is entering permanent decline. Barry Ludis ended a 20-year run at companies such as CBS Corp and Warner Bros. Discovery to start a company in Atlanta selling awnings. Former Nickelodeon executive Jessica Brown Sasalos shifted to real estate. Kristen Huntley, who worked on Disney streaming services, went to Slack Technologies. Phil Stark, who wrote the 2000 comedy Dude, Where's My Car?, is now a psychologist treating the industry's newly disillusioned workers. Those are the people that managed to escape the Hollywood business model. They gave up on the industry. They did okay. This guy in particular did not do okay, and he's emblematic of what's going on in Hollywood for anyone who's not a super high-level executive or a really big-name star. From BBC, Hollywood's big boom has gone bust. Michael Fortin was at the heart of Hollywood's golden age of streaming. The actor and aerial cinematographer turned his hobby of flying drones into a profitable business in 2012, just as the streaming wars were taking off. For a decade, he was flying high above film sets, creating sleek aerial shots for movies and TV shows on Netflix, Amazon, and Disney. Now he's on the verge of becoming homeless again. He was evicted from the Huntington Beach, California home he shared with his wife and 2 young children, and is now being booted from the Las Vegas apartment they moved to because they could no longer afford to live in Southern California. Quote, "We were saving to buy a house. We had money. We had done things the right way," he says. Quote, "2 years ago, I didn't worry about going out to dinner with my wife and kids and spending $200. Now I worry about going out and spending $5 on a value meal at McDonald's." And he's not exaggerating. For over a decade, business was booming in Hollywood, with studios battling to catch up to new companies like Netflix and Hulu. But the good times ground to a halt in May 2023 when Hollywood's writers went on strike. The strikes lasted multiple months and marked the first time since the 1960s that both the writers and the actors joined forces, effectively shutting down Hollywood production. But rather than roaring back, in the 1 year since the strikes ended, production has fizzled. Projects have been canceled and production was cut across the city as jobs have dried up, with layoffs at many studios, most recently at Paramount and Disney. Paramount had a second round of layoffs this week as the storied movie company moves to cut 15% of its workforce ahead of a merger with the production company Skydance. Unemployment in film and TV in the United States was at 12.5% in August. But many think those numbers are actually much higher because many film workers either do not file for unemployment benefits because they're not eligible or they've exhausted those benefits after months of not working. As a whole, the number of U.S. productions during the second quarter of 2024 was down about 40% compared with the same period in 2022. Globally, there was a 20% decline over that period, according to Prod Pro, which tracks TV and film productions. That means fewer new movies and binge-worthy shows for all of us. But experts say the streaming boom wasn't sustainable, and studios are trying to figure out how to be profitable in a new world when people don't pay for cable TV funded by commercials. Quote, "The air has come out of the content bubble," says Matthew Baloney, the founder of Puck News, which covers the entertainment industry. "Crisis is a good word. I try not to be alarmist, but crisis is what people are feeling. It's a total depression, especially in the California, Los Angeles market where people have been expecting work and not getting it, and it's not coming back. Part of the boom was fueled by Wall Street, where tech giants like Netflix saw record growth and studios like Paramount saw their share prices soar for adding their own streaming services. Quote, "It caused an overheating in the content market. There were 600 scripted live-action series airing just a few years ago, and then the stock market stopped rewarding that." Quote, "Netflix crashed. All the other companies crashed. Netflix has since recovered, but the others are really struggling to get to profitability." And along with the streaming bubble bursting, some productions are also being lured away from California by attractive tax incentives in other states and countries. Los Angeles leaders are so concerned about the slowdown that Mayor Karen Bass created a task force last month to consider new incentives for film production in Hollywood. They already have their own incentive program. It's not competitive. It can't be competitive because they have a lower cost of operating, especially in foreign countries. Even the UK offers up to a 25% or more subsidy for productions made in the UK. And you can even get talent paid. So if you're a movie star, you can get your movie star rate compensated in part by the UK government. California rebates don't even cover those above the line rebates. It's not viable. And it's as if California at the top has already figured out, yeah, we're going to lose this business. Just don't tell everyone, because they don't even have a competitive rebate tax program. Quote, the entertainment industry is critical to the economic viability of the Los Angeles region, Bass said, announcing the plan, explaining it as a cornerstone of the city's economy and supplies hundreds of thousands of jobs. Yeah, because there are jobs that people get supported by. The local economy is dependent on people having paid work. It's not getting the paid work. So as the productions disappear and as the productions are reduced, so go all the other support jobs, even local restaurants, services. As all of that goes away, their economy begins to disappear. Recent data shows the entertainment industry contributes over $115 billion annually to the region's economy, with an employment base of over 681,000 people, according to the mayor. This is the mayor telling people, hey, I'm aware of what's going on. I'm aware of how important it is. Don't worry about it. Just let me buy some more time. But buying the time and not getting hassled in the mayor's office isn't going to solve this problem. The only thing they could do in California is really make it competitive to produce in California so they can save as much work as possible, but it looks like it's not going to happen. The writers and actors strikes lasted for months and resulted in union contracts that offer more money and protections against artificial intelligence. Duncan Crabtree Ireland, the chief negotiator with the Screen Actors Guild Union, told the BBC that some consolidation in Hollywood was inevitable. He says he's optimistic that production will be ramping up soon. Referring to the studios, he said this, quote, what makes these companies special, what gives them a unique ability to create value, is their relationship with creative talent, he said, while visiting a picket line outside a Disney office back in September, where video game voice actors are currently on strike fighting for similar protections. Hollywood always thinks it's in crisis, he says. It's a town that constantly faces technological innovation, all kinds of change, which is part of the magic. Part of keeping content fresh is everyone having the idea that things don't always have to be the way they've been. I love this guy's optimism, but I don't see where it comes from, because technological change in Hollywood right now means replacing the jobs he's supposed to be negotiating on behalf of. So it's inevitable that's going to happen because it's technology. So what is he talking about? He should talk to this guy, Mr. Fortin. Mr. Fortin's drone company was operating nearly every day before the strikes. Now he's flown the drones just 22 days in the year since the strikes ended. And as an actor, he often plays tough guys. He has worked just 10 days. He used to work as a background actor to get by, but the pay barely covers the gas money to get to Los Angeles from Las Vegas. Quote, it was a great wave and it crashed, Mr. Fortin said, after a day flying his drones on the Apple TV show Platonic, his first gig with drones since April. Things are coming in little by little, he says, in his van before driving back to Las Vegas for a court hearing to fight his eviction order. Quote, Hollywood gave me everything, he says, but it feels like the industry has turned its back on lots of people, not just me. And talking about how significant the change is in technology in Hollywood and how dramatically it affects the industry. Satellite service DirecTV buys rival Dish as it fights the onslaught of streaming services. DirecTV and Dish were essentially in the same business. DirecTV is buying Dish for $1, plus the assumption of billions of dollars worth of debt, which if they didn't do that deal, that company would have probably filed bankruptcy because there's no way they can pay the debt they took on. But combining the two services together, working with the finance company will figure out how to make some kind of a profit out of all this, or they wouldn't be doing it. But there's a massive consolidation going on. And as usual, the only people that will make money on this are the money people or the people at the very top. DirecTV is buying Dish and Sling, a deal it has sought to complete for years as the company seeks to better compete against streaming services that have become dominant. DirecTV said Monday that it will acquire Dish TV and Sling TV from its founder EchoStar in a debt exchange transaction that includes a payment of $1, $1 US American dollar, plus the assumption of approximately $9.8 billion in debt. For the people that lent money to Dish TV and Sling TV and got it all the way up to $9.8 billion, they're very happy because DirecTV will actually pay off that debt, 99.9% chance. The prospect of a DirecTV Dish combo has long been rumored, with headlines about reported talks popping up over the years, and the two almost merged more than 2 decades ago. But the Federal Trade Commission blocked their owners doing the deal at an $8.5 billion valuation, citing antitrust concerns. Now the two combined represent such a small market for pay TV, it's not expected it's going to get blocked. The pay-for-TV market has shifted significantly since. As more and more consumers tune into online streaming giants, demand for more traditional satellite continues to shrink. And although high-profile acquisitions have proven to be particularly tough under the Biden-Harris administration, that may make regulators more inclined to approve DirecTV and Dish's pairing this time around. The current deal should provide a lifeline for EchoStar. EchoStar has reportedly faced the prospect of bankruptcy as it continues to burn through its cash and see losses piling up. Shortly before DirecTV made its announcement, AT&T said it was selling its remaining stake in DirecTV to private equity firm TPG in a deal valued at $7.6 billion. Because AT&T still owns 70% of the company, now they're out of that business. AT&T lost billions upon billions betting on DirecTV. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another story. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.